Okay. Is that better? Oh my goodness. Okay. Is that better? All right, so that's off. We're going to shut that off. Hello. This is going to be, this is the feedback. That's why I'm getting feedback over here.
You got to mute one of them.
They're muted. They're both muted, but there's a problem with this. Hello? Hello? Yeah, it's still. Let me see. Hold on. Let me see. There's one way to get rid of this. I updated it. I did everything. I can't do the feedback. Okay. There we go. Hello? Okay. All right. All right. Okay. I'm going to do this so that those are yours. I'm going to do this here. But, let's put it right there. It'll be fine. Because then they'll get to hear. They can't hear what's here.
Okay.
So I just need everybody to tell me they can hear me. Oh, what happened?
What?
You know what happened? I took off the Ethernet. I was getting feedback again.
Thursday, clouds mixing with some sun at times. Coming breezy and a bit more humid. A spot thunderstorm late, a high of 86.
I'm still getting the feedback.
Shower will end early Friday. A lot more rain. Then turning dry and seasonable for the weekend. For WATD, I'm meteorologist Rob Gilman.
Hey everyone.
Here we go.
I'm a super clean freak. This is Steph Palermo, and I've got to tell you about an amazing cleaning product. These days, everyone is fed up unnecessary chemicals and additives. Me too. So let me tell you about an all-in-one household product. It's pure and simple. I know what you're thinking. I was thinking it too. What about code? Rest easy. Annie has got you covered. Annie has her product for natural ingredients that are proven to kill germs and viruses, including COVID-19 virus. And it's surface-friendly, although street and smear-free. And guess what else? It's safe for the kiddos and the pets. It's one cleaner for all your cleaning needs. Women-owned and manufactured right here on the South Shore. Annie's Pure and Simple. Change the way you clean. Available
Here we come.
online at anniespureandsimple.com and your local Whole Foods supermarket. Just Steph Show. I'm your host, Steph Palermo, your Sicilian soul guide, bringing sexy back to Monday nights. Tune in every Monday night from 8 to 10 p.m. for healings, soul readings, special guests, and tips to enhance your life by balancing body, mind, and heart. Make your Monday night sexy right here on WATD 95.9. Just Steph.
This is Steph Palermo, and it's the Just Steph Show. Everybody has two lives. The second one begins when you realize you only have one. We are second lifers. We're empty nesters, newly single, and those starting over. H3, your healthy, happy, hip years are just beginning. And I'm bringing sexy back to Monday Night Radio. You don't want to miss tonight and every Monday because I'm helping to transform your life one glorious day at a time. So before we get started, I just want everybody to settle in. And I know all my friends are going, oh, she's nuts. But just settle in. Let's get quiet. We're going to breathe in and out, and you're going to know. And I want you, whether it's a laugh or a tear or something that moves your heart, you're going to get exactly what you need from tonight's show. You know this. And I just want you to breathe and settle in because I have to settle too. Okay. All right. So what do you value? What do you value? You know, what comes out of your mouth is what's in your heart. And here's the thing. The problem is we're addicted to stress. And stress that we have is such a strong emotion. It puts us in that survival mode that we're addicted to it. But it's time for you. You've sacrificed for everyone else. It's your turn. The clock is ticking. You're so done with the shallow BS. You love parts of your life, but there's more. Don't waste another moment trying to change everyone around you. They're not changing, but you can. So you've been fighting. What have you been fighting for? You're scrambling to regain what you have lost in the previous couple of years, right? We had a crazy couple of years. You're digging out of the depression, out of sort of not knowing what to do because we're all kind of in a weird spot after a couple of years of being sort of locked down. You're clinging on to relationships that don't serve you or worse, drain you. Crying over another love relationship that bit the dust. Dragging yourself through another day, week, month of that day job when all you dream about is making your side hustle your full-time gig, or maybe just retiring altogether. You know, you're tuning out the voices in your head that tell you are ugly, stupid, unsuccessful, not worth it, and you can never have it all. That you're a joke. That was a big one for me. Why bother? And nothing matters, especially you. So whatever it is that you're dealing with, how long are you going to keep doing that? How long are you going to be duking it out with yourself? Because that's who the enemy is. It's you. It's in your head. Haven't you fought the good fight? Aren't you tired of the uphill hike? Aren't you ready for more? More peace, more laughter, breathing, fun, true friendships, real love. You're looking for your purpose and healthy relationships and great conversations. So call me. I'm here for you. 781-837-4900. We have an amazing show tonight. And we have amazing guests. We have Megan Marini, yay. Julie Grimm and Annie Joyce are going to be joining us. And the Just Steph Rules of Dating and more. Be part of the show. Call in for a healing, soul reading, or to ask Just Steph or any one of my guests. 781-837-4900. Tell me what's going on in your life. I want to hear from you. Personal, Sonny, it's business. Is that loud? I can't hear. You can't hear it. It's okay.
See you there. This is Deb Bowman. You're listening to the Just Steph Show.
Oh, these are on. this one's on.
It's okay. All right. All right. Who doesn't need a healing? Everybody needs healing. So this is what I want you to do. I want anybody who's been dealing with people that have mistreated them or they feel slighted. I want you to just tune in and just kind of get quiet. And I want to talk about and know that you're being healed. Know that you're being healed. And I'm just gonna just put my hands out there and offer you healing, because everybody plays a fool sometimes, and we all get hurt. So I invite all of your spirit guides and our higher power, your inner being, to surround you with healing, love, and comfort. And I want to talk about one quick thing when it comes to healing. Forgiveness is a big part of healing, forgiving people. But we don't often talk about the flip side of forgiveness, and that's saying sorry and asking for forgiveness, and how healing that is for you if you have to say you're sorry and eating a little crow sometimes, because we have to do this if we want to grow as people and to heal our lives, and also to heal the relationships around us. Asking for forgiveness, saying sorry. See, an apology without an offer of reparation is only half the job. And sometimes sorry just doesn't cut it. You need to ask for more. And it's when you continue to do the same hurtful things over and over to someone in your life, when you are constantly unreliable, when you wreak havoc in the lives of people whose care was entrusted to you, sometimes sorry just doesn't cut it. And it's time to ask for forgiveness and how you can fix it or make it up to them. I'm sorry. Will you forgive me? What can I do to make it up to you? How about that? That's the flip side of forgiveness, asking for forgiveness. A lot of times we forget about that part. We always want everybody to say they're sorry to us. We always have to say, oh, we've got to forgive, we've got to forgive. But how about saying sorry and asking for forgiveness? That's a huge part of healing. And you grow as a person. And you have to realize that when people get right and they get healthy, they understand that when you abuse people, you lose people. So if you'd like an on-air healing, email me at steph@juststeph.com. And of course, call us tonight. We want to hear from you. 781-837-4900. Ask us questions. And finally, I have my friend, my coach, or my guide. I don't know, my healer, Megan Marini. Megan is the founder of AMA Human Wellness. I love it. An integrative performance therapy center in Quincy. Her practice includes mind-body medicine, shamanic healing, and coaching. She helps her clients with physical ailments, emotional support, and building a vision for one's true potential. I've been working with Megan since March, and it came up for me that, you might have some underlying trauma and things going on in some blocks. And I just immediately reached out to her. And ever since that first meeting, and I've had my ups and downs in her office, I manifested this show. I mean, right?
Yeah.
So welcome, Megan. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, I'm so excited to be here.
Yay.
Thanks for having me, and thanks for manifesting this.
I know, right?
Right? You
How
did
fun.
it.
I know. Wow.
Yeah,
With
so
your help.
perfect for you.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love the radio. It's
natural.
fun.
Total natural.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. It's a lot of fun. So tell us about your work. Tell us about your business. I don't know. I just know that it's good for me. And
Yeah.
so I'd like you to tell everybody about what you do.
Yeah. So it depends on who walks in, right? As far as what exactly we work on, it's really up to the person in the day.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people are dealing with, the usual suspects.
Mhm.
depression, anxiety,
Right.
maybe it's poor life choices, traumatic events that sort of cause a dent in the car,
Yeah.
after years of living.
Right.
We don't always clear the past, So one of the methods I use is the trauma work.
Mhm.
It's somatic. It's pretty progressive stuff, and it's pretty heavy duty. So it's a heavy lift. If people have been doing a lot of talk therapy, it's a great marriage to that. If you haven't done any therapy, then I wouldn't jump in really.
Right.
Somatic trauma work, and then I do mind body medicine. I'm partnering with a functional medicine team, which will be good, and then I do some other coaching. Performance coaching, things like that.
Well, you know what? I'd love for you to explain about the trauma from our childhood and how it's stored, because people think that if they just talk about it, it's gone.
Yeah. I think talking about it helps us understand what's happened and make sense of it all, because it can live as so much inner noise, right? Like that unhappiness that we don't know where it comes from, and it's good to talk. But talk therapy, so basically trauma lives in where the emotions are stored. So it lives in the body, in the autonomic nervous system. And speaking it comes from a different place in the brain, right? It's about meaning making, rumination, understanding, language. That is not where trauma lives. So making that map of what happened is good for you as an adult, to be like, this
Right.
is my past. But it won't actually move the trauma out of the system. And we really want to integrate it with the body. So that's why the somatic path of going back in and letting the body kind of move through it and tell its story in a very different way. It's not linear language at
Right.
all.
Right.
It's bizarre almost how the narrative of the body holds on to almost imagery, comes up like a dream.
Right.
And you're almost hypnotized when you're in the work. You have to sort of let go a little and let the body lead the storytelling, because in essence, we say it's sort of hell-bent on telling that story.
Right.
And that's precisely why we sort of reenact things like, why do I keep dating terrible men? Or why do I keep, drinking too much alcohol when I do all this self-love work and I read all the books and I do all the things? It's like, well, if that's stored deep in your body, you're going to have a pattern that you can't change logically, even if you understand it from every angle.
Right. So why in the world would anybody want to just relive that trauma and bring it up?
Yeah, reliving is a
I
great
know
word,
why.
yeah.
I'm asking you this because
Yeah.
I want people to understand that
Yeah.
it could be it you have to deal with it, but why would they want to do this?
Right. I think the main feeling is that you want to be free. You want to have that inner sanctuary, right? It sounds cliche, but to find a place of peace inside. So typically, I have clients that have gone to therapy for 25 years, 12 years, 18 years, and they still have this feeling inside of unrest.
Oh, I was in therapy for 100 years. Like, I mean, it went
it's like,
for a
it's
long time.
wonderful. Like, there's
Yeah.
no question.
Right.
It's important work to be done, but it doesn't do that work. So usually the people that are very successful in the trauma work are hungry. Like, as soon as they know that I do it, they're like, get me in here. I've been doing so much talk and it's in my body and I know
Right.
it is,
Right.
and I can't access it. It's like the talk is at the top.
Right.
In the deep bottom of the ocean is like, that's where the information lives. You got to go deep in to get it out. It's like Dark Night of the Soul stuff. It's an
Right.
opportunity to go in and excavate those stories so they can kind of come out and be at peace.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of, I mean, I think people get scared of that kind of stuff because they don't want to face it, but the best thing you can do
Yeah.
is to face it, clear it, and to be free.
Well, I think it's not for everyone, and I think it's not now for everyone.
Right.
Like, if you've already got some turbulence in your life or some change in career, change in relationship, it's not a good time. But if you're very supported, everything's stable, and you're ready to do this work, you want to do it, you want to clear the system, it's been the most transformative work out of all the therapies I've done since I was little.
Right.
It is by far has been the most transformative for my feeling of wholeness within. And I tell you, I've searched. I've lived in an ashram. Like, I've done a lot of work.
Right.
And nothing moved that peace inside the same way. And I do energy work too, right? I do
Right.
energy work. I do shamanic journey and all these kind of really cool ways to heal with what we have. I call it human technology.
Right.
We're designed to heal ourselves.
Exactly. I know. I'm actually listening to Dr. Joe Dispenza's becoming supernatural,
Yeah, good.
and he talked about the ANS, the nervous.
The autonomic nervous
Yes.
system,
Yeah, he was talking about that, and so I think people they don't think beyond what's going on in their life. They just figure this is happening and that's it. It's they don't understand that there's so much interaction between our subconscious, our bodies, our physical bodies, the spiritual world, and our environment. And there's such a connection there, and people don't realize that.
Well, I think at some point we all sense something's wrong, right? You're like, something's wrong, and then you might try to do some things to fix it. But I think what we're seeing too is this sort of, a lot of people have just accepted being uncomfortable as almost like a new norm, where it's
they desensitize. This is that is normal
now, that it's like, no, this is just, I'm just going to let it be like this.
And it's funny because I think people don't realize until they're free, until they've been liberated. Because I know I've had that feeling, where you're just lifted, and so much has been all that stuff that you had hanging on to, the stress. And I had a girlfriend say to me something about worry. I go, I don't worry. And she goes, I know that. How does that happen?
I love it.
My sister was like, what do you mean you don't worry? I was like, well, I don't worry.
Right. It's like a job that you're supposed to do, right?
I gotta worry. I'm Sicilian,
right.
But that's Sicilian Americans, by the way.
Yeah.
So no, I mean, all of that stuff and being liberated, and making good choices for yourself, and putting, oh, what do you want to do? Oh, if I say to Jimmy, what do we want to do? Let's feel it. What do we want to do? Let's think about it. Where do we want to be? Who do we want to be around?
Yeah.
And I wouldn't have had that wherewithal had I not gone through all of the therapy and the book reading and the, spiritual transformation, coming to see you, all of it.
Yeah.
It's
all part of it. One of the biggest comments I get is, it's just what you said. It's something lifted. I just feel like myself again.
You're free.
Yeah, but that's what we're all supposed to feel like.
Right.
We're supposed to be operating at optimal.
So I say people need a vision of a liberated life.
Yeah, I love it.
And that's that life that's free of the shackles,
Yeah.
Remember that song from, was it the 70s? Shackles on my feet. It's a saying. My young producer won't know that song. There you go. I doubt it, but it's okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah, no. So, people are shackled. They're shackled and they don't know it. They're just on a treadmill, and they don't know, they haven't seen, they don't know the scenery. They're just seeing, what's in front of them.
Yeah.
That's it.
I mean, I think a lot of people are uncomfortable and unhappy.
Yeah.
They're just not sure what to do with it.
They don't. And they're afraid to take the step.
Yeah, I think it's really scary to do the work. You don't know what it looks like. You don't know if you'll make it out on the other side.
Well, and the other part of it is too, then the other people around you are going, what are you doing? They have a lot of that stuff, and then their own voice in their head telling them, don't bother. It's a lot, whatever.
Yeah.
And they don't realize that, and I know this for myself, I worked hard enough that I would much rather have gone through what I went through and all this trauma and be right here, liberated, and happy, because at least the rest of these years, whatever I have left,
you got a lot left.
Yes,
my lady, you got a lot left.
I know. Yep. All right, so we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, more Megan Marini. This is a good song. Okay, you can. Yeah, there you go. Let's see.
It's wicked loud. This one's wicked loud.
Hey, this
one can turn down a teeny bit. Oh, he's gonna close it. Yeah, because I think, and this isn't on right now.
No, these are off. Okay, so that one's needs to be lowered. This needs to be lowered. This one isn't working.
Or it's working really low.
Because I want to.
Oh, the volume.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I want them to hear the song.
Yeah. Let me know if it's higher or lower. Is this lower or higher?
No, this isn't even on.
Oh, it's not on?
No.
This one is good. It could even go a little bit lower, even though. Okay,
Oh,
that's just not loud.
No, that's up here. That's
Oh.
this. No.
Oops.
Oh. That's fun.
Okay.
Yeah, but is it going to stay on when we talk?
It should.
Okay,
Because that's
turn
the
it down.
live feed.
Then turn it down, probably. Right?
Yeah.
You might not want to
No.
hear yourself.
This is such a good song.
Larry never showed me how to use this. I'd be worried if I play with it.
Well,
too
no.
much.
What do we?
Yeah,
How do we
don't.
get this one?
Speakers.
This one. It's the
Oh,
headphones.
that should be on the board here then.
Where?
Let's just look at this. I want to see how much time I
grab
have.
one of your crystals, I grab one of yours.
Valerie.
Okay.
Valerie.
Can I grab this?
That was mine. That was mine. This one was mine.
Yeah. Oh, but that's hers.
So this is, well,
Oh, that's the green. I see. That's green. Oh, I got it. Here you go.
okay. I
You
want,
can
well,
hear
no,
One
all right.
is gonna go there.
I want to
And
put
then
one here.
this one, could you turn this one down a teens?
Yeah, let me see that one. These are color coded for convenience. Let me see if this matches up with. You're using yellow. Okay, so that means.
That means it's right here, probably.
Yep. There we go.
Okay, sweet.
You want it just a little
Just
lower?
lower,
Yeah.
Whoops,
I
that's
got
okay.
that.
You know what? It's fine if they can do that. Like we can just do this.
This should be.
They can hear
comfortable for
Okay. All right, thank you.
you. No problem.
All right.
Let me see how much time I have left. 2 minutes, 10 seconds.
Okay. Such a good song.
When are we gonna say?
Valerie.
You look cute today. I like it.
Thank you.
Yeah. Are people tweeting or anything? Or- This is so cool.
This is such a good. This is a good. This version is like a couple of people are in it with her. Like it's so good.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I had love this so much and love you, Steph. You're awesome. Okay, so I'm not seeing your name, but I love you. So I love you too. So just tell me who you are. If you're watching on Get Real with Chuck, just a Valerie. Valerie.
Dun-dun-dun.
Thank you. I love you. All right, we're back. All right, I pulled a grace card for all of you, and it's called, look at this. It said self. Go within. When we invest more energy in developing our spiritual lives, the outer world begins to take care of itself. I just pulled it. I pulled it out of the middle. All right, that's amazing. All right, so do you guys have a copy of my book? My gosh, grab a copy. BuySteph'sBook.com. It's the best. I love it. It's a great book. I had so much fun writing it. So I hope you'll read it and then send me an email. All right, this week's Soul Block is brought to you by Annie's Pure and Simple. Clean your house, clean your soul. Available at all Whole Food supermarkets. Okay. Here we go. Okay. It's not an ad. Oh, that's okay. Oh, that's okay.
Yeah.
All right. We can go. Here we go. We don't want any dead air.
Well, what can we talk?
Yeah, we can talk.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. Are we going? This is this. There we go. We'll get it right.
We're getting there.
We're getting there. It's a work in progress,
Yeah.
this show.
Such is
It's
life.
just so much going on. All right. All right. So this week's soul block, and I think you're going to like this. This what a soul block is for me is those things that get in the way of our evolution or our evolving or our growing as people. And they actually get in the way of our joy, because anything that stops our soul, because our soul is the driver, supposedly, and the body is the car. But a lot of times we do it vice versa. So this week's soul block is the Carmella Soprano effect. So this is what I call it. It's the Carmella Soprano effect. And what it is in the Soprano, if you watch the Sopranos, Tony was having an affair, and Carmella had she found out. So she was all mad at him. Well, he brought home a fur coat and everything was okay.
Whoa.
So just because somebody does something nice for you doesn't mean that they can mistreat you. You can't allow that into your life. It's not a scale. It's not like, okay, you were nice, so now you can be mean. You paid the bills, so you can be an abuser. Whatever it is, it's not a scale. So that's the Carmella Soprano effect. What do you think about that?
Yeah, it's interesting.
Because people do
But
that.
I guess I see a lot of marriage as almost like an agreement. So that it's like the person that would be like the abused, in that I think you said, somebody's abusing you. That perhaps she's not abused. She's actually choosing to be in a relationship with that dynamic. And a lot of people have that idea, especially in Europe, I feel like, that people cheat on each other. So it's like everyone is participating in the dynamic, and she has to take responsibility for her role,
Right.
rather than being, victimized. And not that you're making her the victim in this,
Right.
but it's like she got what she wanted, because otherwise that wouldn't have been acceptable. She would have bounced. You know what I mean?
Well,
thanks.
I think this happens in friendships. I think,
Yeah.
I've walked away from friendships because I'm like, why am I doing this? I left I left a bad marriage. Like, why would I do this with a girlfriend?
Right.
Because sometimes,
Right.
Friendship, okay, just because they're nice to you here doesn't mean that they can mistreat you.
Yeah.
And you have to look at that. And I think people get sort of blindsided, like when it's all over, they'll feel bad. And then all of a sudden something nice happens and they forget about it.
Yeah.
And then it keeps happening because
Well, I
that's
think
that cycle.
I think it's having poor boundaries.
Yeah.
Where you love the person so much that you're in that dynamic where you're like, I'll just accept the love, whatever else they bring, right? Rather than when you get stronger and you're healthier, then your boundary's stronger, and you're like, hey, that doesn't feel good any longer. I need you to love me like this.
Right.
And then if they can't, then you're like, all right, well.
I know you and I have talked about this because, especially when it comes to family,
Yeah.
It's tough.
Yeah.
Because you love them to death.
Yeah.
And,
and you're not going anywhere.
Yeah. No.
So it's like, you got to figure out a way.
Right. Figure out a way. Have a little Teflon skin.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And just love them as they are.
Yeah.
Love everybody, just love them and be okay.
Yeah. And back to what you were saying before about forgiveness. I
Right.
mean, I ask my mother for forgiveness all the time. I'm like, please forgive me, Mom.
Aww.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Aww.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm fierce. I'm so fierce, so, but you are too.
Yeah. I think that, I can be rough if because I say it like it is.
Just like a force of nature.
I say it like it is. Well, I have to say that I've gotten, it's not worse, but I've gotten stronger because for a long time I was kept down in my marriage.
Yeah.
And I wasn't the person that I want to be, that I wanted to be.
Yeah.
So
it takes a long time.
Okay. Oh, so we got a caller we got a caller.
Michael.
Michael's on the phone. Hey, Michael, what's happening? Good. How are you? So this is the boxer, right? So when's the next fight? Oh, we might have to go to that.
Wow.
Who doesn't love a?
Tell us about the fight. Who are you fighting? What's your weight class?
Are you you're a welterweight?
Wow.
Nice. So and who are you fighting? Do we care? Because you're gonna kill him.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I love it. Who doesn't love a boxer? Boxers are the best.
I love a good fight.
Yeah,
So
right.
what?
We're Italians. That's why we like a good fight.
My friend's fighting this weekend. I was like, oh, I want to go. So what do you do for mindset work?
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah.
And do you visualize? Do you visualize the fight beforehand, or do you use any of that? Right. I love it. Well, listen, I wish you the very best. I know you're gonna TKO, right? I love it. Well, I'm excited. I hope to be there at the. I hope to be there. I love a boxing match. I love it. I love it. So oh, great.
right.
Thank you.
We'll
All right,
see you
everyone.
there.
Yeah, we'll see you there. Good luck. Good luck, honey. All right.
Bye,
Ciao,
honey.
ciao. Ciao, ciao, baby. All righty. Well, thank you. That was awesome. All right. So, did you know I'm taking people to Sicily in September?
I don't know if I didn't know
Did
you
we
were going
talk?
again, but I saw
Yes.
it.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes. Yes.
yeah.
Yes. So, and here's the thing: people don't realize, like, why would I go on a retreat, or why would I do that? What when I could just maybe work with you here? And here's the thing: removing yourself from situations, taking yourself away from your normal routine, that treadmill that you're always on, getting off that treadmill, going to a whole new place, of course, that's paradise and filled with amazing food and people and wine and lots of fun. And you also are starting to, you'll change the way you think, because you have to think differently when you're in a different space. So it's really it's an exercise in changing up your mindset and how you think and how you behave. And you know what? This is a concierge retreat. It's really just for, maybe 4 people, maybe 4 to 6. And it's really, we're going to go with our feel. There's always going to be siesta. We're going to be relaxing. We're going to go to the outlets, and there'll be one-on-one time with me. And it's for anyone who is interested in deep transformations, leaving a legacy and having a blast, all while doing all the work. It'd be so much fun. So contact me at steph@juststeph.com. So we're going to take a short break. And when we come back, Julie Grimm, spiritual guide and healer, relationships teach us about ourselves.
Whee!
Yay.
Is she gonna sit here?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is This is such a good song. Hi, come on in.
Hi.
How
I had so much fun listening to the show on my way in.
Oh, good. So you can sit right
Loving it.
here, and yeah, you're gonna be
Is this good? Yeah.
there, and you have the headphones. Those are yours.
Okay.
And so,
So cool,
I'm
right?
so
Nice
excited
to
to
meet
meet you. It's
you.
my first time ever in the behind the scenes anything.
Yay.
I'm so excited.
yay!
Yes.
Just make sure you can hear. Can you hear that? Is it okay? Is it?
Within?
Yes.
I don't hear you within, but I hear you speaking.
Yeah, but you hear the music? Do you hear music in there?
No.
Okay. No, but can you tell? Let's see. What color is that one? Do we have any color? We need her.
Can you ask him to get that last headphone on? Or
Oh, sure.
Let me see. Hold on.
should we give her this one?
Let me see. Hold on. Is that up?
A little bit. I can't tell if I'm hearing it through this.
No,
No,
you-
I'm not hearing it through this.
Let's see.
He's like smoking a lot now.
Who is?
I think he is.
Her headphones are not
Oh no,
on.
he has a pen. He has a pen in his hand. I was like, he looks like a singer. I'm sorry.
No, I want this. Yeah. Okay.
I need to be able to see.
Okay. Sorry.
Oh, there we go.
Okay.
Thank
Perfect.
you.
Thank you.
So fun.
Okay.
Yay.
Excited.
Yeah, super exciting, right?
Mm-hmm.
He was smoking a cigarette. He had a pen and white pen. I'm like, wow, he's smoking it.
No.
It's funny.
I can't
They're
believe-
casual. They do this every night. They're like, whatever. You have a great radio voice, both of you, by the way. I'm like,
Okay.
I have a good
You
radio
do.
voice.
Yeah, you do. So much of it is just
10 seconds.
Isn't it?
Okay, we're back. Yay. I love that song. It's so fun. All right, so listen, call us, call me, call us 781-837-4900. Ask us questions. You can ask me, you can ask Megan, and you can ask my featured guest, Julie Grimm. And Julie is a spiritual guide and healer who supports people in creating their most intimate relationship with themselves. By coming to know yourself, your life begins to fall into place around you as the key to your success. And she is in Newton, Mass. Yay. Hi,
I
Julie.
took a little
Welcome.
trip down here. I've been enjoying it, listening to both of your accents. I'm definitely in the South Shore. I love it.
Yay.
I don't have an accent.
Uh-oh.
I know, me too. Well, I had it tough in Georgia.
Oh,
You know, Georgia, they were, every day. Where you from? New York?
Right, I know.
So,
Newton has no accent.
Maybe it does. Maybe it does. But my family's from the Midwest, so that's why I have like kind of a Midwest, like
That's good.
the neutral accent. Yeah.
that's great.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the relationships and how they well, first let's talk a little bit about you. Tell us about, what led you to spirituality. Tell us a little bit about who you are, where you're, all of that.
Yeah, so I'm so excited to be on this show today. Thank you so much for having me. I was listening in as I was driving down. Just love it. Such good content for people. So everybody tuning in, great show. So I got into spirituality a little later in life. I was actually trained as a scientist. I have a background in science, but I had a spiritual awakening about 8 years ago. The awakening wasn't quite enough for me to dive off the deep end. What I had was a relationship, and I watched myself basically sabotage this relationship. It takes two to tango, so it wasn't just like a one and done, just me job. But I watched myself take something I love and kind of like crush it in the palm of my hand. And that's when I said, okay, I got some work to do. And I really dug in. I started meditating. And then, as our paths do, I found my own spiritual guide and my practice through the lineage of King Solomon, which is now what I study and teach. So I've been doing that about 8 years now. And it's so big. I mean, the spiritual path, it's everything. It's all encompassing. It's purpose, it's joy, it's passion, it's meaning, and it's relationships. And so for me, I think that's just a big part of my own personal healing. So it's a part of my own practice and my own growth that I'm so passionate about and passionate about sharing with other people, because I see so many people who struggle deeply in relationships. And of course, that is ultimately a reflection of your relationship with yourself.
I love it. I think people don't realize that we're spiritual beings. I mean, it does, all they focus on is that the flesh part of themselves. And they don't remember that that's what's driving the car. So let's talk about relationships and how they teach us, because we talked about this.
Yes.
How can a relationship teach me about me? Like what can I learn from being in relationships?
So I love it too, because I always think about romantic relationships, but we have so many relationships in life. We have our romantic ones, but we have our family. Those can sometimes be the biggest triggers. I've heard the joke, they're the biggest triggers because they install the buttons. So they know how to push them.
Right.
Of course, we can have work relationships. And then a recent story for me actually is my neighbor. So my neighbor, we don't really talk very much. He's my upstairs neighbor. You already know there's issues, right? Because the upstairs neighbor, you feel like they're tap dancing at 2 a.m. You're like, what are they doing? Anyway, he doesn't shut the front door. We have a front door, it leads into a hallway I'm on the first floor, he's on the second floor. And this ticked me off. And not just like a normal level of anger. I was triggered. Like I was in a full rage meltdown. And so, of course, I wrote him a little note, like, please shut this door. But I kind of reflected, like, okay, Julie, what's really going on here? You're overreacting. I mean, there's a reaction that's normal, but you're going above and beyond that. And I discovered that actually there was like this deep anger. I didn't feel safe. There was a safety thing coming up for me. And underneath that was like deep anger at men who hadn't made me feel safe or hadn't protected me in times when I needed to be protected. And so all of a sudden, first I was mad about a door, and then I'm doing like deep forgiveness work about men in my life. And I'm like, what's happening? But that's the gift that we can get if we're willing to look from all different relationships, from all different people that we meet in the day. I teach a class called, it's an Empower Thyself initiation into the spiritual lineage in which I study. And after that, we say your main work is to understand your own negative ego through the reflection of other people. So all day, every day, we're being each other's mirrors. And I might have a blind spot, especially if it's kind of painful. I probably don't want to see it, like actively don't want to see it. I'm like, let's just hide it in the closet, shove it underneath the bed, whatever it is. And then we have wonderful people like my neighbor, but whatever opportunity it is, family is a huge one, who will just show their little mirrors and they'll reflect something to us if we're willing to kind of see it that way. So again, it's not to say that we're responsible for other people, but we can always begin to see, okay, what part am I playing within this and what's really going on more deeply in this relationship. I'm sure that you two both have stories that maybe are coming to mind too.
Well, I'm thinking like I really despise thinking that when somebody is just awful, and I hate that I go that it's supposed to be you.
Right. Right.
Yeah, I'm like, no, that's not me.
Yeah, no, I'm like, he should still shut the door.
Right.
It's not like I go
There's
forgive
still a
him.
right and wrong.
Yeah,
I know.
Right.
He still needs to shut
Yeah.
that door because there's a reason that's like just
Right, but it's
respecting
not
each
his
other's
fault that
personal
somebody didn't take care of you back in the day.
Right, the over and the above,
Right.
right? It's that trigger. There's a normal level of whatever it's anger, sadness, shame, whatever that emotional response. And then there's the over and the above. And I think the over and the above is really, that's what's guiding us back to something that might be unresolved. And I mean, you were kind of talking about that as well with your somatic work. That's another really deep way that we can start to get to the bottom of some things that might have been tripping us up without us realizing it.
So for the audience, how can they start to understand, what they're learning in the relationships? Like how do they start the process? Because obviously you knew enough to go inside, and
Yeah.
how can people start that?
So starting to become, awareness is, I think, the first step. So you have to kind of be having your eyes open. If you have an emotional response that seems excessive, like that's not proportionate to what's happened, I think there's a key there that there might be something in the present, but there's probably also something in the past that's trying to get your attention, because that's actually what it's happening. It's trying to get your attention like, hey, I'm deeply unresolved. Like, check me out. It's not trying to interfere with your life, right? It's an aspect of you that's trying to come to surface. So that's a huge thing, awareness. The other way that we can sort of sneakily get out of having to take a look at ourselves is through blame, like blaming other people. So again, yeah, if you see a disgruntled, angry person, it's not like, oh, I need to take ownership. Right. We need to pay attention and we don't have to be responsible for everything. Right. But at the same time, if we find ourselves blaming other people, I think that's always a really good cue. There's maybe something within us that we kind of want to shove. We're projecting it out. We want to shove it away. And that's a lot of the shadow, right? Because we all cast a shadow. We're human. We're here in the physical. We have good days. We have bad days. We have good parts of us. We have parts, it's not to say label it as bad, but we simply do. We just have a shadow. So, if we're starting to say, I don't want to own my shadow, I want to disown it, that's where the blame can really come up. And it's actually an opportunity to take responsibility, because the shadow, sure, we want to clarify it, but the biggest thing, honestly, is just to kind of own it from the start. And actually, you were saying that too with the forgiveness exercise. That's a way that we own our shadow.
Right.
It's like, gee, I kind of effed up this time.
Right.
I'm going to take ownership of that. It's actually a huge space of empowerment, if we're willing to, and it's not easy at all. That's why we run from it.
Yeah, you tend, it's hard to, I have to say though, for me, like I'd rather eat a little crow and keep a relationship. That's just me. I would much rather, it depends. I mean, if the relationship is not a viable relationship, I mean, that's the other thing. Knowing when to sort of say, okay, you know what, this is just way too much energy for me. And, it's draining me and it's taking time away from my, wellness and maybe the things that I want to do in my life. And then you have to sometimes walk away from those relationships. And I think too, when you start to get healthy, sometimes those people will walk away from you. And that's God does the weeding.
Yeah.
God will pluck, sometimes the universe does for us sometimes what we won't do for ourselves.
It's like, we were thinking about people as mirrors. You can also get a little selfish that way too, because people are people.
Right.
We want to respect them. They're more than just a mirror. They're a whole person.
Right.
But if we wanted to think of them as a mirror too, well, do I want to look in a mirror that has a lot of distortion? That's not going to be a good reflection for me. Every day I wake up and I'm like, hey, mirror. And the mirror is showing back all of these kind of their own issues, right? Their own fragmentations, like, being in an abusive relationship. I don't need to stick around. I don't need to look in that mirror and say, that's the truth. It's like, ooh, there's some issues there. I'm going to go find another mirror that will actually kind of hold me to integrity, that will lift me up, that will see my goodness, see my beauty. I know you talk about that all the time. We want to be with somebody who sees our gift.
Right.
That struck me.
Right.
You want to be with somebody in their mirror. You see, wow, I'm special. I'm beautiful. Right. So it's it's not like every part of the mirror is perfect, right? Everybody is bringing their own stuff with them.
When I was getting my divorce, we had to go to a class for parents, and I heard the psychologist said this one thing that just stuck with me forever. He said, people don't stay together because of how they feel about the other person. They stay together because of how they feel about themselves when they're with the other person. And that's what you're talking about, the gift. So it's important, to be around people that, I always said, we all have things that we're not good at, but why not focus on what we're good at? And it's the same in relationships. No, we, let's uplift what's great about us so that those will continue to shine and grow. And then we can just forget about that. And whatever you're bad at, somebody else will fill that, we're all cracked eggs.
Well,
right. Right. So what is some of the key issues that you're seeing in your practice, and the people that what they're struggling with, and what you're doing with them?
So it's really interesting. So the people that I've been working with, I work with women, but I've been working a lot recently with men, actually. And I know there's a whole female empowerment movement that's going on, but interestingly, I mean, there's also men who are disempowered and who have basically let women kind of run the show and run the game, and haven't really stood up, haven't made space for themselves, haven't stood their ground. And so I actually work a lot with men who are learning that they matter in their relationship, because we want, it's hugely important how women are from personal power. Men need space too. And so I've been working with a lot of guys, and in their own mind, because of this bigger cultural narrative that's happening, they almost undermine themselves. They're like, well, I struggle in this, but oh, these women have had it so rough, yada, yada, yada. But they're not really seeing themselves within the relationship, and they're not asking to be seen within the relationship. So I deal a lot with men who deserve more.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's true for all individuals, don't you think?
Yeah, I think it could go both ways. Yeah, I ran a men's group for a couple of years, and I've had many years where I've primarily worked with men, and it is interesting to see the dynamic. I think of it as like the masculine and feminine balance within, where we can, all of us, females or males, can be out of balance. And it could be a simplistic way to think about it, like yin yang, but whatever, it works. It's ancient, and we can sway masculine as females, and then we're locked out of that beautiful feminine power that I believe is actually more powerful. And for men, if they don't have that balance and that strong masculine, if they don't naturally have it for whatever reason, they need to work on it.
Right.
Because a woman, if she's strong in her masculine, she's going to run you over.
This is
She's
true.
gonna
That's me.
overpower them.
And that's
Yeah.
not sexy.
Yeah, no.
It's not sexy
I
for
want
a
a man.
woman.
Yeah.
She needs the man to
Yeah,
have that strong masculine.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, Julie, how can people get to, find you,
Yes. Well, call me up. My website's www.juliegrimm.com. That's 2 M's, like the fairy tales.
Mhm.
I do free consultations. I offer meditations, energy healing, energy work, and then intensive spiritual classes to help people alchemize themselves through their relationship with themselves. So it's hugely powerful, and it's just been such a lovely joy to be on this show today.
I love having you. So you're on Facebook,
I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram. I don't hide. It's my name. My Instagram is Julie E. Grimm. So you can follow me there. That's probably the primary place where I post.
Right.
But you can always email me, DM me, go on my website. I do a little YouTube video, so you can check out some things there, all about dating and relationships, and so much more.
I love it. Thank you. We come back sometime?
I would love to.
I love
My
it.
pleasure.
Yay. All right. So if you're ready to get your biz in front of over 100K peeps, email me at steph@juststeph.com. Next hour, we have the Just Steph Rules of Dating, a weekly soul reading, Annie Joyce from Annie's Pure and Simple, and Second Lifers Social Calendar. All right. So we got like 4 minutes. Will you come take a picture? So we have like 4 minutes.
Okay.
And then,
Yay,
and
that
then
was so good.
Yay!
Right? I love it.
I love it.
It's so exhilarating.
We have time.
It is exciting.
It's like,
Let's take a couple pictures.
that's an ass.
Okay.
So
We
Oh,
get
look, you've got,
should we like? I think all the equipment behind us.
Well,
is like-
yeah. Let's do it. Okay. So
You gotta be in the middle.
yes.
There we go.
Wait, hold on.
Perfect.
Good.
See what you think.
Alrighty.
I think they're good.
You sure?
Should be good.
Perfect.
Did you have
Thanks
fun?
so much. I did.
Wait,
So
I
much
need
fun.
one with my shoes.
Which one?
I just got these shoes. I need shoes and pants because that's my new stuff. I just got.
Oh my God, but oh my God, it's so funny. All right.
Okay, we'll get the shoes.
Look at my Foley Club is on the back, you guys.
Okay,
Oh,
ready?
yeah.
Cute. Cool, right? Isn't that awesome?
Oh, is this real?
Yeah, they're real.
Oh my gosh.
See, one's thanks to me.
You
See,
want
one's
some?
old, and then I just
Oh
found
my
that one the
gosh,
other
that
day.
is
cute.
so
Cool,
cool.
right?
Love it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing.
That's
So-
cool.
Isn't that awesome?
All right. You know what? Let's get one with just me and you.
Yeah.
And then, because then I'll have a few.
Pay attention to the
Perfect.
clock.
This
I know,
is so
I know.
fun.
I know.
How are you? Good, good.
Larry, Megan.
Hi, Larry.
Okay.
Megan
Alrighty.
called in.
All right, well, have a good rest of your show.
Thank you,
I'll
thank
listen
you,
on
thank
my
you,
drive
thank you,
back.
thank
It
you.
was so fun.
Thank
Thanks for
you.
having me.
Yes, it was fun.
Yeah,
It's a great topic too.
I'm my favorite. I'm into it. Relationships all day, every day.
Yay, I love it.
I know. I
Thank
wanted
you
to
so
know more. I
much.
wanted
Well,
to be
the
like,
last
what
week I was
about?
going to ask you in fact, I'm like, that's a whole, we could go there. It was so good to
Nice
meet you.
you.
Enjoy the rest of your show. Take
Thanks.
care, ladies.
Ciao.
Okay.
Here, these are yours.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. I got 3 minutes. We got 3 minutes. 3 minutes. 3 minutes.
Oh, all right.
3 minutes. Okay. All righty. How's everybody doing out there? How's everybody doing out there in Facebook land? I love you all.
I love it.
Yay.
That was so awesome.
Love the shoes, Megan. That's what she just said. Love the
Oh,
shoes.
that went through. Oh my God. Such a geek. I'm such a geek.
That's what happens. Yeah. So. Oh, all right. So what's everybody doing there on a Monday night? Is everybody feeling sexy? Because it's a Monday night. Yay. All right. So are you having fun?
Yeah, so fun.
Yeah, it is fun.
Yeah.
So it goes by fast too,
Yeah, it's
doesn't
already
it?
9 o'clock.
Yeah. Watch it because it's going to go by so quick.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm so excited. So,
You know, you spend like a whole week like getting it all together and like,
and then
yeah, it's done.
it flies.
It's like a delicious meal.
Right. You're
Takes
like,
all
"Oh my
day
God,
to
did I
cook."
eat all that?
Right? Always.
You're like, who ate all that? Oh, I didn't.
Oh my God, I come to see you on Friday. Yay. I can't wait.
Good. Yeah, it's gonna
Yay.
be. I know. So good.
Yeah,
Right?
I love
so
it.
this is awesome. You're doing another trip. All right.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. Yeah, I love it. So if anybody out there wants to go to Sicily, email me, steph@juststeph.com.
Yeah, it'll be soon, right? 9:15 about.
Yes, at 9:15. She should be here. Yes.
Oh,
And he's pure and simple. Change the way you clean.
Do
She's
you need
bringing.
water? You good? Megan,
I'm
you
good.
need water?
Thank you.
Jimmy. Thank you.
You know what? I'm gonna put one in here for Ann, so she's all ready.
You can leave this open now, Jimmy, because the lady was vacuuming.
Yeah.
All right, I'm back. And okay, I know this is what y'all been waiting for. This is dating advice for second lifers, and it's the Just Steph rules of dating. You wanna be my one and only. Hey, baby.
No worries.
All right. So listen, this is what I want to talk about this week. And I know Megan's going to have a lot to say about this. And this is my quote. Self-love is the foundation of intimacy. Yeah, do you not agree? I mean,
love it.
yeah, because
Yeah.
you can't really understand how to be intimate with another person until you have that self-love and that self-care for yourself, right? So what do you think about that?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. So, so I think that what happens is we're sort of desensitized. You know, we don't take good care of ourselves. And the fact that we even have to talk about self-care means that there's a problem. And, you know, when we start to love ourselves and we start to know our value, we become sensitive to negative innuendos or things that are said to us or the way we're treated, because a lot of times now, and I'll say this, back in 2010, a girlfriend of mine came to my house when I was married, and you know, whatever she overheard or whatever was going on, she goes, "That's abuse," and I was like, "I don't know what you're talking about," and it took me a long time to take myself away from that kind of energy to start to understand that, yeah, it was abuse. It was, you know, I was being treated with contempt, actually. And so it wasn't until I started to really take good care of myself that I started to recognize when something, when I just felt off inside, and it's being aware. Our bodies will tell us,
Yeah.
right? Our bodies will
Yeah.
tell us when things don't feel right.
Mhm.
You'll get a sick, feeling in your stomach,
Yeah.
right? Dry throat, or if something's kind of weird, your hair still stands on end. You need to listen to your body.
Yeah.
And I just didn't know why. I just felt bad.
Yeah.
I just didn't feel good.
And sometimes it's us that's generating what I would call the poison, and sometimes it's the partner,
Right.
And knowing that, to be like, oh, I'm, cantankerous or
Right.
negative right
Right.
now, and I'm ruining, like you said, picking up something that somebody said as really bad when it was innocuous. It was like it didn't mean anything, and you just take it and run with it, right? Like I did that the other day. And I was like, oh my gosh, in hindsight, the next day when I was in a good mood, I was like, wow, I was poisonous that night. I was just
Right.
like, I got really cranky. I was really tired. And I was like, I can't believe it. He said that. That must mean this and that and this.
Right.
And then the next day I was like, wow, I feel like $1 million. And now I don't feel like that at all. And
Right.
that seems like nothing, which is a very different example than yours, of course. But it's like in your example, it's like the other person is poisonous, but that's ongoing. And I love what you said about feeling it in your body.
Right.
Because it really is, we have to be able to listen to ourselves, especially in long-term relationships. Because I don't know, once you're in, you're tangled.
Right. I know.
Like
It's
listen to your body initially, right?
Well, yeah. Start to do it from the beginning.
Yeah.
Set the standard.
Yeah.
And I remember when I was out with a girlfriend of mine in Atlanta when both of us had just been divorced, and I said, listen, our bar is so low because of what we've been programmed to feel and believe a relationship is. And so when your bar is set that low, you think if someone just says, hi, how are you? I'm like, oh my God, he's the best in the world, or if they're nice to you. I mean, and it's funny because Jimmy and I talk about this all the time. It's like, oh, you're so nice. I'm like, it's normal. This is normal. When you care about people and you're a caring person, it's normal to say, oh, to treat somebody with, when you go and you think, okay, is this going to be good for you? Do you like this? Or you ask them questions. Are you feeling all of that? But the thing is until you start to really engage in extreme self-care, and that's not just going to the gym. It's saying no to things that don't serve you. It's removing yourself from situations that are going to drain your energy or just make you feel bad.
Mm-hmm.
And it's
listening to, I feel like all the signs too. A friend of mine was mentioning that she was with someone for a while and she didn't like his smell. She never liked his smell over like 12 years or something, right? So the chemistry is off, right? So it's like listening to things like that, and then just thinking of like, someone like Ray Dalio and Third Level Consequences, right? Where you're, instead of just thinking like, oh, if I go to the gym, I'm going to be healthier, tonight, I'm going to feel better tonight, but also like 20 years from now, I'm going to be healthier because this is my behavior pattern. So like looking at long-term effects of our decisions. Sometimes we don't think of that stuff in relationships. Like, where do we align?
Well, because
I wish Julie was here still, right? It's
right.
like, where do you align on deep values and how is that going to show up 10, 15?
Well, a lot of times it's what feels good right now.
Yeah.
Mr. Right Now.
Yeah. Like you look good next to me in photos. Like, I don't know, really. I don't mean to say that. I don't know if that's how people think about it, but like, I don't know. Sometimes I felt that sort of strangeness, like celebrating other people's love. Sometimes I'm like, is this love, or does it feel like it's sort of a thing on the shelf? Like if you've ever felt like that, someone wanted you to just be their arm candy or anything like that sort of feeling where someone wants you just to be something for them. It's not your whole being is celebrated and you can be yourself. It's like, no, I want you to fit this role for me, sweetheart.
Yeah.
It's like,
well, for me, it was always like, I'm Carol Ann in the TV set, I'm the light.
Yeah.
So like I get all that, I get those people that would, they just drain the light out of me.
Oh yeah.
The energy suckers.
Yeah.
And then when the light goes out and I say, I need something. And then they're like, no, I'm out of here.
Nowhere to be found.
Yeah. Except for Jimmy.
Yeah. No, you found your one.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're lucky. I found my one as
Yeah.
well. He's a giver.
But it took me to sort of separate and be alone, and to really when I tell you self-care, like, I don't do what I don't want to. I if I don't want to do something,
Yeah.
I really don't. I mean, it depends. I mean, sometimes
we have
sometimes I
We
get
have to
it.
muster it up.
You know, I love my mom. Like, all right, mom, I'll take you to the hospital, get your pre-op testing, whatever. It's not that, you do it. You do things that, even if you have stuff to do. But I'm talking about, like, sacrificing my energy just to be around people.
Yeah.
And I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
I'm not doing
But
it.
don't you feel like people that really love you and accept you as you are will just respect that? And people
Yeah.
that kind of want something else from you, like the same thing, like, I want you to be a number at my event, or you're gonna look cute in your red. I know you're gonna wear red. Steph
Right.
comes in with
Yeah.
red or
Yeah.
a tiger pattern or whatever. I want that energy at my event. If you don't come, I'm mad. I feel like when people aren't getting what they want, they get mad for that kind of over that type of thing. Where other people that are truly unconditional and really love you for who you are, like, I respect that.
Well, and here's what I would say about that. They have to be okay in their own skin too.
Yeah.
Because they have to know, well, this really isn't about me.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
It's not personal.
Yeah. And
It's
if they
not
want
personal,
what's
Sonny,
best
it's
for
business.
you, they're going to be like, protect your energy.
Yeah, and here's the thing. With self-love, we have to be sensitive to what we allow into our lives, what we, sensitive to, how we're treated and how we treat people. Because sometimes, like you said, they're just giving back to us what we're putting out. If we're not, we can be a little bit insensitive sometimes.
Yeah.
But you want to set the ground rules and the only way to set the ground rules and set, be the pace car, is to engage in extreme self-care, so that when you are in a relationship, in a loving relationship, or when you do meet somebody or you start dating them, it's already a given. And you can discuss these things in ways that, it's sort of part of the conversation. Like, oh yeah, no, this is what I do. No, I don't really like to do things that, drain my energy, or whatever you would talk about, like, just a normal conversation. And it sort of sets the tone for the relationship, because then if you're really engaged in self-love and self-care, when things are not right, you'll be sensitive to it.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of,
So do you think that self-care sometimes can be too selfish?
Never. Never. I don't think that.
Yeah.
I think, self-care is actually a way of giving to other people. I mean, you're giving you can give authentically when you fill up on. It's like, okay, we all say it, put your own oxygen mask on first.
Yeah.
But it's not just that. It's when we step back from things and we don't engage in activities, or we're not with people that actually bring value to us, because we know what we bring value to them. When we do that, we're teaching people how to treat us, and we're teaching people sort of a lesson on life.
Yeah.
So by being true to ourselves,
Yeah,
and engaging in that self-care, you teach people. You teach people how to. We train people. We
Yeah.
train people how to treat us.
Yeah.
We train people, and then we also sort of being an example. That's what we're supposed to do. We're not going to change anybody, but we can be an example.
Yeah.
Of that self-love and self-care, so that they can say, some people will go, who does she think she is?
Yeah.
But
that's always gonna.
But the people who have a vision of a liberated life will look at that and say, I think I'm going to start doing some of that stuff.
Yeah, I love it. I have one exercise that I have some of my clients do when they're working on that. They write a love letter to the world, how you can love me. So you just write out, like, this is how I want to be loved. And you don't have to share it with everyone, but
Right.
You know what you wrote. And sometimes you might share it with someone.
Right.
And just because I think sometimes we need to come with
There's a good
instructions.
exercise.
So sometimes I feel like we need to come with instructions, because we're all so unique. There's the love languages and things like that, but it's even more nuanced than that.
So this is you're saying write a love letter.
You write it.
Write
and you
it.
say, this is how I want to be
This is how I
loved
want.
by the
This is everybody's
world,
homework this
by
week.
my friends. This is how I want to be celebrated in my love life with my family.
Okay,
at
so
school,
next
career,
week, I want everybody to call in
whatever.
and tell us about, how they want to be loved.
Yeah.
That
It's
would
a
be
good exercise.
It's a
right?
great
Yeah,
exercise.
I think it's nice.
I think I want to
It's
write
our
that. I want to do it.
instructions.
I
come
love
with
it.
Instructions.
I love it. So, alrighty. So take a risk, be vulnerable, share your heart and love always. And your soul is restless until you live your purpose. And here is this week's soul reading. All right. So I don't have anybody to read their soul, but this is what I want to do. I want to talk about everybody's soul because I think this is important because this goes across the board. There's some things I'm very much concierge, much like Megan when I work with clients. It's all about what they have going on. However, there are some basic things across the board that we can sort of bring to different people. I mean, some of the same things. I mean, I don't know if you agree, but I want to talk about this because I wrote this in my journal back a couple of years ago, and it's one way to soothe your soul is to become like a child, and not being childish, but become like a child, childlike. Children are not worried about what other people think. They're free to express their emotions, whether that is happy, sad, angry, or laughing. They express their feelings appropriately according to how they feel because they haven't been tainted. I'm talking about kids younger than 8 years old. They don't laugh when they feel bad, because we do that as adults, right? When we feel bad, sometimes we laugh because we're trying to brush it off, and they don't try to mask their feelings like we've done as adults. They don't care who's watching when they act goofy, dance around. I don't know about you, but like at Christmas, me and my cousins, we would just do a dance, for everybody. We would get the music going. We'd just do a dance. And we loved it. And we would sing, and my grandfather said, "Oh, they're movie stars," So, and you know what's great about kids? They wake up in the morning with a zest for life. And they don't want to go to sleep at night for fear of missing out. See, we're always trying to go to sleep. Like, let me go to sleep. I want to escape this life. Children are not afraid of rejection because they don't know it. And they're just enjoying life. And you know what? Their fear is the fear that they do have is appropriate. They're afraid when somebody's mean to them. And they don't like it. We accept that. We accept that treatment. They're afraid of the dark. We like the dark because the light blinds us. We want to stay in the dark. And they fear being alone. We always want to isolate. A lot of times we want to isolate. So, I mean, what do you think about that?
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, become like a child. It's not childish, it's childlike.
Yeah.
And that will definitely soothe your soul. Remember what it was like when you used to laugh into like the milk would come out of your nose. You'll be laughing with your cousins, or we'd be on the swings and doing trying to go higher and whatever, and laughing till it hurt.
Yeah.
People don't do that anymore. I love it.
You gotta find. I feel like you have to find people that are still free.
Yeah.
Like I used to think when I was in college, I was like, I was a little bit older when I went to college, and I was like, oh, I have to stay wild. I was like, I have to be like a wild flower kind of person because my mom was an herbalist and we were always outside, and it was very clear to me that I didn't want to end up sort of domestic.
Right.
And like, oh, I just like cook and I clean and I was like, oh, I have to be a wild creature.
Right.
And I think that I remember saying that to someone on like the business scene, and they looked at me like, whoa, get away from this one. And I was like, oh, that's not going to work out in Boston. I can't use that language. But for me, it works. It's like and I still now can even see, because I finally decided I must mature about maybe 7 years ago. I said, well, God, time's ticking and I better mature myself. Because I felt still so wild. And now I'm sort of like, all right, behave.
Why?
Invest, be an adult. Because I had to try to adult. And it's good. Like I had to kind of reel it in a little, right? So I reeled it in. But now when you're saying this, it's so profound to me because it is. I can feel myself some places where I could laugh 10 times louder or
Right.
be more friendly like I used to be even. But like we get sort of like, maybe I won't. That can go bad sometimes, right? Where it's like when we used to just run up to people. I used to be like, oh my God, hug
See, I've
everyone.
gotten wilder as I got, when I got
As you got-
divorced.
Yeah. Well, that's
Because I was
great too.
like, talk about shackles, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You needed
So-
to free yourself.
And then I met Jimmy.
And he's like, let's go.
Yeah. So are you
I
coming with
love
me?
it.
It's like,
And you get to be.
we're gonna
kids
tiptoe
and
through the
play.
tulips, baby.
I
That's
love
what we're
it.
doing.
Yeah.
It's all fun. And you know what?
Yeah.
It's I love it. My family looks at me like I get the eye rolls, like, oh, she's Looney Tunes. She's going back to Sicily again. What's wrong with her? Like,
Yeah,
can't
but
you say?
that's amazing.
Well, I told you, my mother said, don't you need to settle down. Like, what does that mean, Mom? Am I gonna watch Judge Judy? Like, what does that mean? Like,
Yeah,
I'm not,
really.
what does settling down mean? I'm not settling. What does that mean? It's breathing. I talk
Yeah.
about this all the time. What is settled? Settled is,
Well, it sounds so uncomfortable to me. I don't know.
it's strapped.
like,
It's like shackled, man.
yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
I used a word with you when we were in session, yoked.
Yeah.
Yoked. Yeah, I felt yoked.
Yeah.
And so so like that's like an animal.
Yeah.
You're and then
Contained.
you're being steered where you want to go. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
No, I'm doing what I want.
Good.
That's it. So I'm gonna be a
I
child.
love it.
I'm gonna be a child.
Yeah. And just go for the laughter.
Oh my
Go-
gosh.
go
The
for
laughter is the best.
Yeah.
Laughter is the best. It's the best medicine.
Isaiah and I, that's all we do. That like after like 3-4 days, I leave and I'm like, all we do is laugh. I'm like, we're such maniacs.
I love
But it's
it.
so good. It's like
I love laughing. That's
Yeah.
the best.
it's
Jimmy's
medicine.
Jimmy's the best. He makes me laugh.
Yeah. I
But
think
actually, though, I'm crazy.
people have cured themselves from stage 4, type 4. Type 4, I don't know what that is, but stage 4 cancer laughing.
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
Laughter.
Yeah.
Imagine, I think you can make your skin look more beautiful. You can become more magnetic.
Yeah,
I think it's medicine.
absolutely. I agree. So if you want an online soul reading or just a regular soul reading with me, email me at steph@juststeph.com. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we have Annie Joyce from Annie's Pure and Simple. Yay. What makes you beautiful? Here we go. There we go. Hello. What do we have? Dead air? You want me to talk? Oh, we got to talk. We got to talk. So we have a cute young new producer here.
George.
It's George. It's George. George. We got it. Are we all set? There we go. There you go.
Okay.
That's okay. You got twice today. There you go.
Good. Glad you
Tell him
did.
to put the song on. Thank you.
You want the song? Did you say you want the song? Did you
Yes.
need a song?
He's putting the song now. There you go. There you go. Thank you for coming.
It's Annie's Pure and Simple, and I have one for you as well.
Yay.
Yeah. I'll just show you.
Well, we'll get there. You know what? He's just new. It's okay.
You're so cool. You're so chill.
Yeah. Oh, yay. I was, can I just tell you? Can I?
Hi, Steph.
Hi, honey. I'm gonna
got
hug you
like a
afterwards.
4-minute break.
Oh, look at that. Can I just tell, did you tell her that,
What?
are we doing music?
He's
Yay.
gonna do it.
Thank you. This is a good song. Okay. So you know what? You want to know what's hilarious? I was cleaning under, we had a leak under the sink and I pulled out all the,
Yeah.
we're off, right? I pull all the shit out of from underneath
Yeah.
and I go, this is why I need Annie's Pure Simple.
That would've been good.
Right?
Did you
Did
get
I
it?
say it?
There was a million
get it?
I wanted
dollars
to,
of
I could have totally done a commercial for you, like a video commercial.
Oh, that would have been great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's just, it's one,
I was so terrible at it.
it's one,
Doing
right?
the reels and all that. So there's 4 different scents.
Okay.
So
Oh,
lavender.
Oh, I'm
yeah,
so
they're all
I'm
different.
gonna take lemon.
oh, yeah. I didn't even.
Oh,
know.
I want
I'm
to
so
take,
sorry.
I want to, let me see.
the grapefruit.
Oh, grapefruit.
And
Let me see what's,
lavender and peppermint.
okay.
It's
I'm gonna,
hard to
I
decide.
think I'm gonna take,
You can smell them by just opening up the top too.
okay.
I
So-
smelled peppermint. I think
That was
so
that.
good. Yeah.
Yep, that's good for getting
Thank
deterring
you.
ants and
Oh, cool.
like spiders without killing them.
Oh.
Yeah, you just spray it along the crevices.
Thank you.
Yay,
Yeah,
this is so cool.
Yeah, so cool
Are
listening
you
to you.
excited?
Yeah, it's really exciting. Yeah.
it's
I know, and you're like a star now too. You're a little celebrity. You.
Well, 1 week and I'm in 3 things. And
That's
I-
really good though.
I mean,
I'm
I've
so
never been
glad.
on anything.
Isn't it?
So she was on
amazing?
she was on
I
WBZ.
was on WBZ.
They interviewed her.
Right. Good for you.
But you know what? I think that's how God works. So it's and this way you're flooding, and people will hear it, and then plus going forward, you're still, you're still doing stuff with me, and you still have the commercial. You know what I mean? Going forward.
Oh, yeah,
So
I'm just gonna keep
yeah,
doing it.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
So
gonna be on every month. I'm gonna be talking. We'll have a cleaning segment. And
okay, you know what? We
I
could
love
talk about
it. Making
like-
cleaning fun, like
yeah.
because it is. I
I
feel
know,
like
I-
when I need to
Healing.
ground, I'll
It
like.
is healing.
I love
Isn't
cleaning.
it? Like it's
I
so
do too.
meditative. If I've got a lot going on, I'm like, I'm gonna go home and clean up.
They say it helps fight depression.
Really?
Listen, people that I have a whole thing on
You're
clutter.
such a clean freak.
Well,
I
you know
feel
I
like you're
am.
Really good.
You know, my house is so clean,
Yeah.
and I organize. Like I
think
just
you do.
organize.
I'm like Steph, but not like this over here. This corner.
Well, I get
really
I
think that. You're like,
anxiety.
I got you on my shoulder.
So we get 60 seconds. Oh, honey, put on the headphones. Jimmy and Annie went to school together.
Oh no way! Cool.
Okay, so
Huh?
Yeah.
Right? So awesome.
But this
yes,
too.
you're gonna talk in there. Okay, there you go.
It's easy, Andy.
Can you guys hear that?
Yeah, we gotta try out some things after the show about that setup. We're gonna change that
What?
for next week. We'll talk after the show. We gotta change that. for
Okay.
next week.
We're gonna change it for next week. We've had a lot of blips, but it's okay.
Everything's going good.
It's fun. I'm having a blast.
Judge is good.
20 seconds,
He's having a good time.
because we're fun.
Yeah.
All right. Oh. All right, I'm back. We're back. Call me 781-837-4900. Ask questions. You can ask me, ask Megan, ask Annie, because now we have our other second featured business, Annie Joyce from Annie's Pure and Simple, a mom, grandma, entrepreneur, and best of all, a cleaning and domestic arts expert. Annie is passionate about protecting you and the planet from the harmful effects of commercial cleaning products. When she started running her professional house cleaning business more than 20 years ago, she never planned to start a cleaning product company one day. So she's an inventor. But when Annie got terribly sick from the constant use of commercial cleaning products to the point that she couldn't work, she knew it was time to change the way she cleaned and stop exposing herself to toxic cleaners. That's when she decided to start making her own cleaning products using her grandmother's secret recipe. So for people like her who care about the products they use and their effects, she carried out hundreds of experiments and tests to find the perfect natural cleaning formula that'll leave your home sparkling clean with an amazing smell and at the same time have no adverse effect on you or the environment. Welcome, Annie. Yay.
Thank you, Steph. Thank you. So happy to be here.
You know what? You know what's exciting? You were on WBZ. So, but you know
Yes.
what?
That
I
was
found
exciting,
you
too.
first.
You did find me first. You
Yeah.
did find me first. And
There
then
you
the
go.
Patriot Ledger found me. And
I know,
then
right?
WBZ found me. Yeah.
I think that's awesome. So tell us why. So we know why you like. How did you get like sort of the wherewithal to do this?
Well, I had the cleaning business that
Mhm.
I started over 25 years ago, and I was using all the toxic cleaners, and my hands had a terrible rash and eczema and breathing from using Clorox
Right.
cleanup and ammonia and all those terrible things that you inhale. And I decided there has to be a better way of cleaning. And my grandmother immigrated here in 1917, and she worked in domestic service.
Mhm.
So she actually used to clean with vinegar. And I thought, wow, I'm going to come up with a way to get rid of the smell of vinegar, but still be able to use all of its strength and the way it cuts through bacteria and viruses, as well as keeps everything nice and clean and shiny. So I just basically took her small recipe and enhanced on it.
This is a little aside. So when my second child was like 18 months old, we were in the hospital with him. He had asthma. And they showed me how to use the nebulizer and all of that. And I had to clean the parts in vinegar.
Right. My son also had asthma, and we had to do the same thing with the nebulizer.
So, it kills germs because a hospital wouldn't tell you.
Yes.
Or maybe they would, I don't know. But
Vinegar has been around for thousands of years.
Oh, I love it. I have a
as a
spray bottle.
cleaner.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really a wonderful product, but it's big companies are not going to use it because it's expensive to buy, and they want to use something that has chemicals in it
Right.
that will kill germs, such as the Clorox cleanup and all of the Fabuloso, Simple Green, Mr. Clean, all of that. It's all toxic, and it's bad for you to use. And we're all living in these houses now that are all closed in. And, a lot of people don't open their windows, or especially this week, everyone's using air conditioning. And when you're spraying your counters or cleaning your bathroom and you're using something that's toxic, you're breathing all of that in over and over and over again. So you want to use something that's good for breathing, and that's vinegar.
So, tell me about how really disinfecting, like the COVID and all that. Because I know that people think that if it doesn't smell like bleach, it's not really,
Right.
it's not really cleaning.
Right, which was crazy. Well, we knew that vinegar always killed bacteria and viruses, and that way people have used it for thousands of years. But we did have it tested quite a few times to prove to the stores that we're in, the distributors, that we have actual certification that tells people that it is.
And you're
kills
local.
COVID. We're local. We're in Abington. I live in South Weymouth, and we manufacture it in Abington. So yeah, and we're in the Whole Foods right up the street.
Women owned.
Women owned.
Yay.
All women work there except for my son,
Nice.
who's the production manager.
That must be so good for him, though.
Right.
Oh yeah. Well, if it wasn't for him, there wouldn't be a product. He works on it every day. Yeah, he does everything. Yeah, wouldn't be here without him. Yeah.
Pretty
It's great.
amazing.
How does
Yes.
one go about just manufacturing a product? Yeah, I always work, I'm always in awe of that. I started a skincare line,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
I always wonder about that too.
you
with
know-
skincare products.
right?
Well, at the very beginning, I just started with the vinegar, and I just started adding water,
Right.
but I couldn't stand the smell,
Right.
and people don't like the smell of vinegar.
Yeah.
And it smells like a salad.
You're cleaning with vinegar, yes. So I said, there's got to be a better way. So I started to buy little bottles of peppermint essential oil. And at the time, my son was living someplace else. I don't know where, but I forget. And he actually helped perfect the scent. And then we moved on to lemon. And then we moved on. So he's actually the chemist behind all of this.
Love it.
And he figured out so many ounces. We make it in, it really is a real process of learning, what kind of bottles to use. We only wanted to use recycled bottles that were
Right.
made in the USA.
Nice.
The blue is protective of the essential oils.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
they don't all, dissipate.
Yeah.
And the triggers, there's a lot that goes into actually the physical part of the product. That's our third label. And then going out and actually doing the salesmanship and trying to
Right.
get stores to take you in. And then a distributor that will actually do the, you know.
Right. And it has to be hard to get people to switch up, when they,
It's hard.
it's like anything else.
It's really hard. It's hard. Yeah. You just have to keep, a little saying I always use is, you don't need a sledgehammer, a hammer will do.
Yeah.
You don't need these big chemicals to clean. Just the simple act of taking a cloth and rubbing it on a counter will take viruses off.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
I said, there's no way,
Rubbing.
right? Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I remember talking to my one of my girlfriends about, this is what we talk about, food and cleaning,
Yeah, of course.
Italian,
right? It's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, I think the piece is what I'm feeling so strongly. It's such an exciting product line, and you're such a fabulous person. And the family
Thank
piece
you
is
so
so
much.
cool. But I think the education piece around just the subtlety of the endocrine system and the chemical balance. So I do mind body medicine, and we have a functional medicine component. But it's really subtle. So even just like eyeliner will send the hormones off kilter. And if we're doing that, I don't know, you probably know the numbers. There's something like 268 different chemicals that a female puts on her body in one day,
Yes.
given all the makeup, the hair products, all the stuff.
I use coconut oil for
So
moisturizer.
then, we just end up with a lot of issues. And the
Lipsticks,
cleaning stuff
eyeliners.
is huge because it's all getting in our skin.
And then it's getting in the pets, the animals that you have in
And
your
the-
house,
The kids.
the kids.
Well,
babies.
why is so many people now born with allergies? I think that it's all this
I
toxic
think it's all the toxins.
because then it goes right
that's
into
in
the
the air.
water as well, and then our water, recycles. Unfortunately, it all recycles,
Right.
and all of the chemicals are not pulled out, nor the pharmaceuticals. It's
And we
wild.
use filtered water
Right.
and
Ah.
organic vinegar because vinegar is can be petroleum based. So you don't want to buy your vinegar at like Target or Walmart.
I feel like this is so high end. I feel like
It
you've put all this love into each.
I really do love the product.
Yeah.
I use it all the time, every day, all day. And it comes in that 32 ounce you can order online. But we have the 16 ounces that are sold in the stores.
Do you you can do like mirrors with that?
24 uses. Anything. You can clean it with basically
I'm so
anything.
excited. I'm so excited. I'm done.
Can you clean up your language if you know?
I know, right? Spray your mouth. Wait, when the
Spray your
kids,
mouth.
when the kids are
Spray
bad,
your mouth. No.
my mother said, well, I'm going to wash your mouth out with soap. I'm going to wash your mouth out with Pure and Simple. It won't really
Right.
hurt. It won't hurt you.
You
Right.
might like it.
Right. You could have a little vodka do that. You might like it.
Right? Oh my gosh. I love that. Well, even like you said about the stuff that we put on your skin, if it's healthy to eat, then it's good. It's okay to put on your skin. That's why, I use,
Oh, yeah.
like, I don't like perfumey stuff, except for my perfume, but, but no, I get it. So, okay. So let's talk about you can do mirrors, windows.
Mirrors, windows, countertops, stainless steel, glass stove tops, wood, tile, toilets, sinks, faucets, floors. You can use a quarter of a cup with some warm water, put that in, and with a mop and a bucket.
Nice.
You can also clean fruits and vegetables with it.
I buy a separate thing for that.
Right, and that's probably $8.99, right?
What? I don't even know.
Yeah.
I'm terrible like that.
Yes, and so on our Instagram page, we have a lot of things that you can use and what you can do, and that's just Annie's Pure and Simple on Instagram and Facebook.
I love it. That's great. So, okay. How can people find you?
Well, you can find us at just anniespureandsimple.com, and you can find us in Whole Foods, and we also have our website has all a listing of the small stores that we're in locally.
Great. So yeah. So if you're not local to here, but is it in Whole Foods? It's Whole Foods locally.
It's Whole Foods throughout New England.
throughout New England. Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
And we're also in the Mid-Atlantic as well. We're in 300 stores.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
And we started in our garage, in the kitchen.
I love it. That's awesome.
Such a great
Girl
story.
power. I love it.
Yeah.
And who does? I love clean. Clean's important.
Yeah.
I do a whole thing on clutter. I can't stand it.
Clean with clean, you know?
Yeah, I love that.
Change the way you clean.
I'm so excited to have only one bottle in my house.
No, I get, you can give one and then you could take the other 3.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, I got 3. That's it. I'm so excited because now I can get rid of everything else.
Yes. Get rid of everything under your sink.
I know. And I have more in the
And
closet.
don't put it in the trash. You need to wait for either bring it to like your DPW or one of those places, especially if you're using any of those Clorox toilet bowl cleaners or vanish. They're all
Okay.
toxic. Yep.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks, Sandy. Will you come back sometime?
Yes,
Maybe with some
absolutely,
cleaning
Steph.
tips.
Oh,
Right.
I've got a million.
All right. Great.
Thank
All right. So
you.
if you're ready to get your biz in front of 100K peeps, email me at steph@juststeph.com. We're taking a short break. When we come back, your social 411.
Hey, Steph, we gotta get rid of the
I
feedback.
was so nervous.
What is the feedback? Where is that coming from?
This is, you have this here to.
Yes.
That, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I went like this at the
One of the
end because I
microphones
heard
is-
it.
No, he didn't do it.
Okay.
Oh.
So we can't do this? Okay.
No,
We
no,
can't
We're gonna need to plug it in.
plug what
the
in?
Audio into
Yeah.
into a computer, or I don't know how
Figure
you,
this all out.
how are you?
I'm using this microphone
Yeah.
because
Sounded good.
people weren't hearing me last
Oh, but
week.
shoes,
And so I'm
I
using,
know.
this is just for this, so that,
Okay.
so for my
Well, if we
live
keep- if
stream.
We keep these away.
The only reason why I was doing that, so
Oh,
they can
okay.
hear the music.
Yeah, but this is like an open speaker in the room,
Yeah, so we've
so the
been
microphones are picking it
pretty
up.
natural.
Usually
Oh,
there's-
see, I used to be able to do that in my other studio. That's why I would just put it like this so they could hear it.
It was probably further away from the microphone.
It doesn't matter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Do you want me to take, yeah, maybe the lavender?
I'm gonna get out of here so you guys can get
Well,
back
well,
to
you can,
it.
do you want to
Well,
stay?
great.
You can stay for the rest
Do you wanna
of the show
stay?
if you want.
Sure, I'll stay.
Just
Yeah,
stay.
sure. Yeah.
Just stay, and then we can take,
Just Steph.
yeah, and then we can take pictures.
Yeah.
So, yay.
Oh, I'm gonna put it here. I don't know.
That's all right.
Thank
I'll
you.
throw that away.
No, don't worry. Have a good time.
Thanks, Jim.
Open the wine.
All right.
I know, I brought you
Megan brought you
wine.
wine.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Oh my God, how fun.
Crack it open and get drunk on the show.
No,
Yay.
Andy and I already looked up
Just no swear.
I was died with the other woman said.
Effed up. She said F something.
She wants to get-
F.
Oh, first guess?
Julie, yeah, you effed up.
She did?
You effed
Oh,
up. But
that's
it's
not
effed
fair.
up.
That's not
Effed up
fair.
is not a swear. It's fine.
No, I know, but after you told me all about
Yeah.
that.
And then you're like, oh my goodness. Yeah, yeah,
Well,
yeah.
no, I kept thinking like, oh my God, what if I swear?
I know.
Like, what if I swear? What if it comes out?
What if we swear on, what happens if you swear on FCC regulations? It's $1 million. It is.
Yeah, you told me that.
It is. But we're on a little delay. So,
Maybe
like,
they can edit it out.
so yes, if somebody called in and we can't control them, you know what I mean? They can, there's a
Oh,
lag.
right.
There's a lag.
Do we have
Yeah.
time to put the microphone, move it?
We're over.
Does it have enough,
60
does it
seconds.
have enough wire to go under the table?
Why would we want the microphone under the
Yeah,
way?
You want to be able to hear the phone calls and everything. Nobody can hear that. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Nobody
more
can hear
people
what?
calling in?
Well, no, they're hearing what's in the room. They can't hear anything.
Right,
else.
they can't.
So, I mean,
Wait,
do you
so
want,
I got 60 seconds.
all right, we gotta solve this because we
Okay.
can't have this feedback.
Okay,
It's pretty cheap.
okay,
So maybe, do they? I don't know.
okay. Wait. 20 seconds.
Yeah, he said there's a lot of feedback on the radio, so
Huh?
we'll have to do something about it, for sure.
All right. Was it terrible?
No,
It's all right.
I've been sitting out in the car.
All right. We're back, and you wanted to know where to go this weekend, and you've been waiting for your social 411. Saturday night, we in spot Don't believe me, just watch. Okay, so what did you guys do this weekend? Did you do anything fun?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, yes. I just got
Did
back
you
from-
clean?
I actually didn't. We just got back from Mohegan Island. up
Oh,
in
nice.
Maine.
Nice. Oh,
Yes.
that's right. You were there.
Yes.
Nice.
It was great.
What?
I was in Maine too. I was up in Acadia and Brooklyn, Maine, and then
Nice.
Conway before that. We hiked
Beautiful.
Mount Chikora.
Yeah, I saw that you were hiking all
Yeah,
over
it
the
was a
place.
6-hour hike, but
Okay.
it was beautiful. We spread his mom's ashes, and it was really
Oh,
it
that's-
was so
that's nice.
special and
That's
beautiful.
nice. Yeah,
And a gnarly hike for me.
that's nice. I'm only hiking if there's a 5-star at the top.
Yeah, right.
That's it.
Like, where's the drinks?
Yeah, right. So, okay, so here's what I did. Here's what I did. I went to a few places. So last Tuesday, ended up at Tresca again, and Tresca's amazing. The food is just so good. Say hi to Richie if you go. Tell him Just Steph sent you. And then we stopped at Preza for a little cocktail. That was fun. And on Thursday, we stopped at Mastro's in the Seaport for a cocktail and a little salad. That was nice. It was a really great atmosphere. They had some live music there, and headed to Alba in Quincy for the rooftop. And yeah, there was some meetup group there. And so we went to, there's a bunch of folks from the St. Joseph Society that Jimmy and I belong to. So we went there to kind of socialize and meet a few folks and talk about the show and all of that. Friday, I went to Victory Point in Marina Bay. So that was fun. It was good. The food was great. Marina Bay is so nice,
It's pretty.
right? It's,
Yeah.
I mean, you
I've
feel
been
like
there
it's,
so long.
so
Yeah.
for me, I felt like I was in, like it looked like, reminded me of like South Carolina, where you go like in Hilton Head, where they have the night, all the boats and everything, real pretty, beautiful. And then we headed to Precinct 10 for a cocktail, and the music was awesome. It was really fun. And then the rest of the weekend, we just kind of relaxed. I was just so tired on Sunday. I just, I was
can
working.
see why you were so tired.
But you know what? I was working. I was working, and then Saturday night we'd have, graduation party. So anyway, this coming weekend, oh my gosh, we're going to what's that Scream? We're going to some Scream thing, like some scary night at in Salem. I can't remember. It's well, I'll tell you all about it next week. It's on Friday, and then Saturday night. This is important for you guys because the St. Joseph's procession is on Sunday, and we're doing all of our stuff. So Saturday night we're going to be in the North End doing our all the stuff for our club, and then on Sunday we have our procession where we take the saint around to visit the other saints in the North End, and it's these are traditions that came from Sicily. So okay, here's what's going on. Vincent's Nightclub, for all of you old school people, is closing in September. How sad is that? I think they should have a Vincent's reunion, and if they do, we want to go, right, Jimmy? Jimmy's going to wear his polyesters, right? No, Jimmy, he's going to wear the pant with the belt.
I used to have a full orange polyester.
Right. Right.
I would wear to like access.
So I do want to tell you, it's feast season. We call it feast season, which means the feasts are coming every weekend. From here on in. We had a few little ones. So we have a procession for St. Joseph this weekend. August 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th is the St. Agrippina feast, and that's on Hanover Street. August 12th, 13th, and 14th. This is my other feast, Madonna della Cava. Please come there. I'll be selling tickets on Saturday at 12, and we'll be there. We'll be in the club. They always have great entertainment. The Fisherman's Feast, and that's Madonna del Soccorso. That's my family's from Shaka. That's August 18th, 19th, 20, and 21. That's on Fleet and North Street. The others are on Hanover. And then St. Lucy's Feast is August 25th, and that's on Endicott and Thatcher Street. That's a Thursday night. And the rest of that weekend is dedicated to St. Anthony. That's the biggest feast. So it's feast season. Also in Boston, we got Dee's Keys. It's an interactive rock and roll dueling piano show. Mention the Just Steph show and get in for free. The $10 cover is waived. It's super fun there. There's live music. It's a live music brunch on Sundays from 11 to 2:30 at the Industry Bar and Grill on Adams Street. Now, I got to give a little love to the North Shore because I'm a Meffa girl. Don't hate me. Kowloon on Friday night is the Eric Grant Band, and they have an outdoor venue. It's supposed to be super fun. And coming up in Medford, Boy George and Culture Club on September 9th, and Little River Band October 8th at the Chevalier Theater that used to be the old Medford High School. Aerosmith is September 8th at Gillette. And listen to this, coming up this week, Casey and the Sunshine Band is happening. You can get tickets. It's Thursday at Club Casino in Hampton Beach, Friday at the Cape Cod Melody Tent in Hyannis, and Saturday it's at the South Shore Music Circus in Cohasset. So if you like Casey and the Sunshine Band, you could just see them all weekend long. So, okay, coming up in Marshfield at the Jetty is it's 19th Nervous Breakdown. It's the Rolling Stones, kind of stuff like, it sounds like what we do with nervous breakdowns. Yeah, it's the Rolling Stone cover band. It's at the Jetty. And in Hull, this is the Tipsy Tuna. They started Memorial Day weekend with live entertainment. On Tuesdays they have karaoke. This coming Thursday is Tequila Jim. Friday is the Soul Review, and Saturday is Tucson Reggae. So that's on Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday at the Tipsy Tuna in Hull. Also in Hull is Daddy's Beach Club, and that's Amity is playing on Sunday Fun Day, and they're like rock classics. How fun is that? And of course in Quincy you want to hit Alba for their rooftop bar. Food's great there too.
Yeah.
Right, and they have a place in Hanover. Yeah, have you been to the Hanover
haven't
one?
been to the Hanover one.
Yeah,
yet, but I heard it's great.
Right.
I've been to the Hanover one. It's fabulous.
Yeah, I haven't been to that one, but I went. That was my first time last week is when I went there. So it was really nice. They have a great rooftop bar, and it's great. I mean, it's a cute little area.
You gotta go. Let's
right?
all go.
It's so fun. And of course, Pete's Grill, live 70s and 80s. That's in Quincy, and say hi to Pete and David for me. And in Plymouth, we have Tavern on the Wharf. They have music all weekend. And coming up in Situate on Friday is Emily Allen. She's going to be at Untold Brewing. And in Weymouth, we have Precinct 10 on Friday and Saturday. Have you guys been to Precinct 10?
No,
Yeah.
You've been. It's so fun.
Yeah.
The music is great.
I didn't even know they had music.
Yeah, Friday and Saturday night after like 9:30, the lights go down. The DJ comes out. They get disco. They get like some nights it's disco. Like this past week, it was all. Yeah, I knew every word to every song.
Love
So
it.
yeah, so
Yeah.
super fun.
So are you going to all of these events you just mentioned?
No, not all of them.
Oh, okay. You just want to make everyone aware. I love that.
Yeah,
I was gonna
right.
Say, damn.
Right. So and where are we? I'm like, where are we for time? Yeah. So I don't go to everything, but I do want to let people know that these events are happening, and
Yeah.
they're some of our favorite people, and they're great places to go. And I have to be honest, if I haven't been there yet, I will be going, because I do want to try out these places, because I don't want to tell people to go places that I don't know about.
Yeah.
So I like to
But I love how you put this together. It's really nice.
Well, I think that, and we're going to talk about this next week too. And I'm actually going to dedicate an entire show to leisure, because the way we spend leisure is really important to our well-being and our wellness and our self-care, whether it's taking a nap, going to the spa, working out, having good, like a nice conversation with a friend, sitting at the beach, or going out to listen to live music and getting a little energy. There's a lot to it, and I think it's really important.
Mm-hmm.
It's important. So are you doing anything fun this coming weekend?
So I just started looking at the calendar because I just got home from my vacation. But I think I'm gonna have a little barbecue with a friend, and then something else popped up today. But it's a weekend where I didn't have anything planned, and I was like, oh, good. Sometimes I like to just do less.
Nothing.
Yeah, sometimes I go less.
Right.
Yeah, when I have a big week, and this is one of those like 3 big weeks. So.
Well, yeah, and that's the other thing about self-care and about leisure. How you spend leisure, it should recharge you.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be going to work on Monday, so tired
Right.
that you can't function. Although sometimes it's worth
so
it.
the other thing-
It depends.
sometimes it's worth
Sometimes
it.
it's
And
worth it.
Mondays, like I have a lot of friends, like we're all entrepreneurs. Mondays are my day where I I don't see clients on Mondays. I'm doing so it's a day that I can kind of recharge and reset. And the thing I am doing this weekend, which it might be interesting to your viewers, maybe, there's an NFT conference in Boston. There was just a big one in New York, and I know it's definitely for some people and not for others, but that is happening in Boston, which I'm probably going to go to.
Oh, so what is that about?
An NFT conference. So it's blockchain. It's really good for artists to share their work. I used to work in Colorado, so I curated and sold a lot of art. Are we still getting feedback?
Yeah, we're just getting feedback.
Sorry, everyone, if there's a little bit of extra love tonight.
Right. A little feedback. I don't know.
Extra noise.
Okay, I just moved the.
Yeah, that was it.
I don't know. It's still there. I don't know. I moved it. I moved the microphone. It's still there. Whatever. Okay, that's okay. You know what? We're working out the kinks. It's week 3, people.
Yeah.
You know, give us a
So
little.
NFT is a really great way to. I just consider it sort of like a fringe economy in a way where you can have transactions and people who are, maybe up and coming or maybe established artists can get their work out to a different audience set.
I love that. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
All right. So if you have a place where you have stuff going on, fun stuff that you want me to report on, please send me an email, steph@juststeph.com. I want to thank everybody for coming. So thank you, Megan, for being here. Thank you to Julie Grimm for coming. She came and left, and she was amazing. And Annie Joyce, I love it.
You.
So yeah, thank you so much for coming. Will you guys come back?
Yes,
All
absolutely.
right, great. So
Thanks,
next week I have Sandy is going to be on. Yes, and I'm going to handle it solo. I think next week, and Sandy's going to be on with me, and we're going to talk about the fun bus.
Cool.
Yeah,
we'll
we'll
be
see.
a blast.
Yeah, and we'll see
Yeah.
who else is going. So listen, grab my book, buystephsbook.com. You don't want to miss out on that. It's lots of great ways to incorporate how to run your family life and business like a Sicilian, and with respect, loyalty, generosity. I talk about family, the dinner table. So there's a lot there you don't want to miss. And of course, come to Sicily with me if you're ready to transform your life in an amazing environment and have fun while doing it. You definitely want to email me, steph@juststeph.com. Join my free Facebook community, Get Real with Just Steph, and follow me on Instagram at The Real Just Steph and all my other social media. And don't miss a sexy Monday. See you next week. Know I love you all. Wishing you love, balance, and peace. Ciao, ciao, baby. Ciao, girls.
Bye. Ciao.
Thank you.
So
I
awesome.
I took the microphone
it's
away
still
and it
there.
still was there, so
I'm trying to hear where it's coming from.
I don't know. So okay, we're done.
Oh, that was fabulous.
That was cool.
Yeah.
Fabulous.
Did you have fun?
Yes, and my partner Andy is sitting in the car out there, so we're gonna go.
Oh, he could have come in.
Oh, well, he's fine. He's out there listening.
Let's take a picture.
And he said, "I love."
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh,
I
nice.
love her voice.
Oh,
You have a really
David said, "Great show. Go Steph." I think that might be your friend, David.
Cedrone?
It might be David Cedrone. I
Oh,
think.
I like
I don't
the
know.
dreaming tree. That's how sweet. That's a dreaming tree.
Yeah, my
line.
mom picked that line out.
All right.
She's like, I bought it because I
Bye,
love
people.
the
I love you
tree.
all.
Yeah, Larry,
Next week.
David Cedrone
Ciao, ciao. I
grew
love
up
you.
A couple doors down from me.